What's up, everybody? Chris here with the Ride and Dad channel. Today we got a special guest. This guy has been living in our house, eating our food, using our water, using our electric, and out of the good graces of our hearts, me and the wife, well, we've been letting him. As my boy, Clark, say hey. Say hi.
Riding down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a YouTube channel, it's the Riding Down a
All right, so I figured I'm home with him. I wanted to do this video. I figured this is the best way to do it instead of having, you know, him yelling in the background, me sweating my butt off in the garage. So he's got his Harley shirt on. He's ready, and maybe someday he'll be doing this kind of review video on his own YouTube channel. So, all right, today we're reviewing the Arai Corsair X, and I got it in white. So, what I like to do with my review videos is pull up some stuff that the manufacturer talks about, and then I'll get into my opinion. So, first off, it's an intermediate oval shape. It's going to be 3.55 pounds according to Arai. And it is, as of this video, it is the newest offering that Arai has, unless I missed something on accident, but I believe it's still the newest one. So the price point is going to be right around $900 to a little over $1,000, depending on what color scheme you go with. Solid color schemes, white, black, I think they have like a silverish. All those colors are the cheaper ones. Then you get into the special, like the race paint scheme editions and stuff like that, and then you bump it up a little over $100, which is insane. But so if you don't know anything about Arai, they have a more circular shape to the entire helmet, because they believe, according to the research and everything, that the circular shape improves hitting the helmet off of, like, glancing off objects and stuff like that and bouncing off, versus taking blunt impact, it'll glance off of something. So that's their circular shape. On this helmet, Arai claiming a stronger shell as well as a smoother shape, and obviously that's going to absorb energy better and deflect. We're trying to take a video. Okay. So in addition to all of that, they have the VAS, which is the variable access system. It's a side pod and the way the whole visor meshes with it. So what the VAS shield system means, basically, it's if you have a normal typical shield mounting, it has to be a little bit higher up to allow for the actual pivot, but because of how this is shaped internally in there, underneath this little cover, it allows it to be a little bit lower and maintain more rigidity, and it also allows it to have better aerodynamics and have more of that rounded glancing off shape as well with this. It's actually 24 millimeters lower than where it would typically be on a regular helmet. The way this helmet locks is using their VAS shield lock. Push it down a little bit and it locks right there. They claim this is going to be the most beneficial in terms of if you ever get into any sort of accident and unfortunately have this come into question. And to release it, you just go ahead and hit it up. This is kind of like their venting, almost like city-ish kind of riding, and then you just pull it up a little bit. There's no detents in it. There's just, well, I guess there's kind of a detent, but there's really no difference between this and this. But from here all the way down, there's no detent until you get to the closed position. Arai is claiming this helmet is made of super fiber and other special synthetic fibers developed for F1 helmet visor panels. All right, Arai saying this is a diffuser type 12. The Corsair X type 12 air diffusers are longer than previous models and straightened for improved aerodynamics. Combined with the air wing, you're gonna gain 19% efficiency in air intake, and you have 3 adjustable positions. We'll go into that when I do my opinions. Thank you. The liner is Eco Pure, basically has materials in it that are gonna improve neutral pH balance and kind of antimicrobial. Gonna be safer over the period of time, and it's fully removable liner. Some of the stuff that internally is going to affect you, especially if you're on a communications unit, is instead of your typical helmet where there's a cutout in the actual molding of the actual helmet for your speaker pockets, Arai uses a pocket cut out in the actual foam insert. So what that means is the speaker pockets are in the actual removable piece versus Velcroed to the side of the helmet. There is a little bit of a difference in terms of noise quality. The quality is the same, especially if you get a good, like this Cardo unit, the Pack Talk Bold, which a review is coming, but the volume is a little bit lower, perceived volume is a little bit lower in this helmet for the rider versus some of the other helmets I've had, especially with the same comm unit. The interior has some different breakaway pieces of foam, so you can really customize the interior fit to your head, as well as actually, you know, getting the different sizes for the helmet shell itself. In the box, you will obviously get the Corsair X. It comes with a clear shield and a pin lock insert for that shield. And then it also comes with this very nice quality Arai helmet bag. And this is actually one of the nicer quality helmets. So far in all the helmets I've had, this Arai and the Bell helmet bags have been the highest quality. On to venting, which is the most important part for me since I ride in Florida. And previously I had a Bell helmet. I'm sure you would have seen my review, and if you haven't, if you're curious, go back and check it. But the reason I was not fully satisfied with that helmet was because of the venting. So this helmet, 10 out of 10 for venting in my opinion. You got the 3 up top. This is the new one. If you notice, most prior Arai models did not have this. So you have 3 position venting on all of these. In the back, you have 3 position as well for open and close, and that is going to close this vent right over here. And then you have this adjustable air wing that, depending on what style riding you are in, either your helmet's going to be like this, or if it's going to be more tucked into a sport riding position, you can adjust this air wing depending on the best airflow and ergonomics for you. You have these vents in the back. And with all Arai's, which is another reason why I really like them, you have these vents built right into the visor. And these travel right in there. You also have this closed and open for 2 different positions, one of which is going to be to increase a little bit of venting on the actual shield, and then the other one is going to be just blown directly on your face. And you got a breath guard. So let's go into the shield. The shield is very wide field of view, slightly smaller than my previous Bell field of view, however, really, really good, especially considering on this helmet, you're gonna get the latest version of Snell certification, which is a nice feature. So take off the visor, start within the open position. There's these little tabs, you push that, this piece just kind of comes off. There you see their variable access system right there. Once you have these side pods taken off, basically just gonna push this, and this is gonna disengage this little piece. And then you'll slide it down. And I'll do the same on the other side. Shield install is, as you can imagine, just as simple. Basically line it up with the little cutouts in the top of there. And then when you pivot up, it'll lock back in. Once you got the shield back in, these guys just pop back into place. There's a little hook on the top, so you have to kind of slant it. And that is as quick as it's gonna get for a shield switch. Mine are tucked in right now, but they do come with the little pull tabs for the emergency release cheek pads. And then the chin curtain is actually going to be adjustable as well. There's a little warning with it when you get it, and make sure that every time you put it on the helmet, it's in the furthest closed position. But this is going to be just another little form of customization to make sure that it's custom fit to your head. Basically, there's this almost like a neoprene kind of, I believe is what the material, netting. And then right under there, there is the insert that actually clicks. So in its fully out position, you can kind of see that that's sticking out a little bit. And if you push it back in, see that that allows it to run a little bit flat. So you can play around with that a little bit depending on what your riding style is and what you want as far as wind noise and venting. Shield options, you're gonna run anywhere from a little bit north of $50 to a little bit north of $100, especially depending on where you shop. You have the option of mirrored lenses, which come in a few different color schemes, and then obviously the clear, which comes in it, a light smoke and a dark smoke. I have a dark smoke on order. The smoke colors as well as the clear are pin lock ready. The mirrored ones are not. You're also looking at a little bit, pretty much about double the price for the mirrored lenses. But if you're considering that you're gonna have to get a pin lock, if you like pin lock for the smoke and clear versions, you're almost about even. You're only gonna save about like 15, 20 bucks when all is said and done getting that version of it. So the main reason I did not get mirrored was because I wanted as dark as possible for the sunlight, and the dark smoke will do the job better than a mirrored. If you wear glasses, do not fret, because there are little cutouts for glasses, whether it's sunglasses or prescription eyewear. I wore it with a couple different forms of sunglasses, and all of them were somewhat thick to somewhat skinny, and all of them were fine and comfortable. I didn't have any kind of unnecessary pressure anywhere, and it did not seat them at an unnatural level on my face like some helmets do, so that was very good as well. Wind noise is fairly low for this helmet. Now, considering how much venting you're going to get and the fact that this is the best venting helmet I have ever tried on and used, the wind noise is incredibly low. When you compare it to something with not as good of a venting scheme, maybe doesn't have enormous amounts of vents all over the helmet, doesn't have these guys with it, it's gonna be a little bit noisier. But very adequate highway speeds. I do not think you're gonna have an issue with this unless you're used to something with maybe no holes at all for venting, and then you're gonna notice a little bit of noise, but other than that, very, very good. It's very comfortable in size. As far as sizing goes, I will say it's pretty true to size in my experience. I will say that if anything, if you're in between kinda, I would size down probably, just because you have the ability to take out some of the extra padding in the cheek pads and the head area, the head lining and everything like that. And you'll get a little bit of a larger size than you would on like a typical helmet, where you can't take those little removable paddings out kind of step by step and custom tailor that size for you. It does fit snug, but not very snug. I find that the break-in period is somewhat minimal. After probably a couple hours, couple different times, especially if it's real hot and you're sweating and you're kind of breaking down that material even quicker, there's not much of a decrease in size. There's a hair, just like every helmet, but it's not as much as like my previous helmet, the Bell. That broke down a lot in size over time, which was very odd. But overall, guys, this is a very good helmet. Do I think it's worth the money? Absolutely. Absolutely do I think this is worth the money. Arai has an incredible track record of being one of, if not the absolute safest helmets you can get. You're getting some of their newest technology as well as the most recent, as of this video, Snell certification combined with it. Obviously DOT, I feel like that almost goes without saying. DOT is, in my opinion, almost a joke nowadays. So you're getting very good ergonomics. As far as rideability, you can ride this with a sport bike, you can ride this with adventure, a cruiser. Obviously I have a cruiser. With the ability to adjust this little air wing in the back, you're looking at a lot of different aerodynamic positions, and the venting is good in all of them. I will say, when you're in more of a tuck position and your head is tilted a little bit more down, these vents really shine, although you can feel them at any kind of angle that your head is at. When you are tucked in, these are incredible, and that's almost a common sense. I mean, you're looking at a typical kind of upright as like this, and when you're tucked, that's exactly where these vents are in kind of maximum airflow capability. So airflow is good, comfortability is great. The way that everything is fit inside the helmet is just incredible. The fit and finish is amazing. I have never owned an Arai previously to this helmet, and pretty much like every other review I've ever seen, everybody always says, yep, Arai, now I'm a customer for life, and that's in the same boat I am in as well. If you're apprehensive about the money, I would try. There's a lot of Arai dealerships, at least where I'm in Southwest Florida, or not Arai dealerships, but dealerships that stock Arai regularly, and I would really encourage you to try some of them on. Do your research ahead of time, because Arai they've gotten a lot better about it, but in the past especially, they've had a lot of more of the round circular or the round shape, but now they're getting into more of the intermediate oval, which is going to fit more of a generalized US customer base. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel. This is a 2-video week for you guys, so I appreciate it. Also, it would be poor of me not to mention, at 500 subscribers, I'm gonna do a little giveaway, and this is not gonna be a giveaway of like the Riding Dad logo or something like that. It's probably gonna be more of a motorcycle related thing. So this is not going to be crazy expensive. I'm not giving away a $500 air cleaner or a $400 seat or something like that, or a helmet or anything like that, but it will be something small just to show my appreciation for you guys at the 500 subscriber mark. Channel's been taken off at a decent rate ever since a couple months ago, and I owe that to you guys, obviously, the people that watch and subscribe. So again, I appreciate if you share this with friends and family. Like, you know, even if you didn't like the video, if you want to leave a comment and say, hey, I hated your video. I've had people do that, but you know what? It helps the YouTube algorithm. So the more comments, subscriptions, likes, and everything, and the quicker they come up on a video when I release them, the more it helps me out. And then I can send Clark Boy to college in the future. So ride safe, guys. Have fun. Until next time, Dad out.